Let's talk about bioidentical hormone replacement. Before you say you don't want something that is so good for yourself, maybe you should educate yourself about it. I really hear people say that they don't want to take vitamins. And the few people that don't will have a good reason. They'll say, I can't swallow pills, or I think my diet is enough, or I do my smoothies. But even if these are not great reasons, at least they have thought about why they're not taking them. When it comes to hormones, it's just a blind fear of the unknown, and people don't educate themselves about it. Read about them before you deny your body something that is so nourishing. I know your biggest fear is that I heard it causes cancer. They don't. In fact, I cannot guarantee that you won't have a car accident tomorrow when you drive to work, but I can tell you that bioidentical hormones do not cause cancer. Did it ever occur to you that perhaps it is the body being out of line and out of balance with hormones that's more likely to create an environment where cancer develops? Do you know that they help your vitality, your brain, your energy? They allow you to sleep. They help to stabilize your mood. They help your bones. They help your brain. Do you know that it makes it easier to control your weight when your hormones are balanced? I could go on and on, but I won't. I'll save that for another video. There's a popular saying, black don't crack. Well, actually, they do. Maybe not on the outside, but definitely on the inside. Let me tell you about two ladies who came to see me at my clinic today. One was 45. Her main complaint was that she did not recognize herself anymore. She's quick to snap at people, she's very anxious, and she has foggy brain. She can't remember anything, which is causing her a lot of anxiety. She's gained an enormous amount of weight since she had a hysterectomy 16 months ago. When she had the hysterectomy, she was told that her ovaries were left in, so she didn't have to expect to go into menopause. She had the hysterectomy because she was bleeding, and had to have a lot of transfusions and iron transfusions every month, and she was tired of it. So she's glad that those have stopped. But in retrospect, she says she would rather have not done that and go through the infusions than have to deal with how she feels now. Her BMI is 35. She has no motivation to do anything, including sleep with her husband. Her relationship with her teenage children is strained. She has an interesting history. As I listened to her, I started to ask her more about her family. And it turns out that every woman in her family has had a hysterectomy by the age of 30. It was clear to me when I discussed with her that her symptoms started in her 30s and she has premature ovarian failure. But basically right now she's overwhelmed and extremely unhappy about what is going on in her body. She said, I didn't know that there was such a thing as hormones, and no one ever talked about it to me, even though her aunts, her mother, her grandmother, her cousins, everyone had been getting hysterectomies. This same sentiment was echoed by another patient that I saw right after her. This lady was 52, so she was a little bit more characteristic than the first one, who's only 45. She's working from home, she's struggling to focus. All of a sudden, she can't remember anything. She's irritable, she has foggy brain, and she says that her physical sensitivity, arousal, is all but gone, and her sleep is very poor. She's exhausted all the time. She sweats at night, and despite working out, she cannot gain any muscle definition. She has a period every now and then. She was always a very anxious person, but now her anxiety is through the roof. Of course, she attributed it to COVID and feeling off and etc., etc. People tend to make a lot of excuses for not feeling good. And once again, she said to me, I never knew anything about hormones. No one ever talks about it. And I figured I could handle the hot flashes. If I ask most people to define menopause, they either tell me it's when your periods stop or when the hot flashes start. You notice that for these two women, hot flashes and periods are the least of their problems. They both have severe hormone imbalance and are suffering immensely because of it. Yet it's so easy to treat. As they said, no one ever talks about it. Now, how do you know that something is not for you if you won't even try it? For some reason, even women who are on hormones do not share the information with other women. I fail to see why it's such a big secret. I happily tell all my patients that I could not function the way I do without them. There's no shame in replacing what you are deficient in and your body sorely needs. You don't get a medal if you just grin and bear it. So I hope that you will want to learn more about bioidentical hormones, which is the only kind that I prescribe. And if you do want to learn more, please either read one of my books. Here's one over here. I don't have the others on me. Or watch more videos. Be well and feel as great as you deserve to. Bye for now.